So I know it took you guys almost 22 years to get this together. Why do you think it took that long?
It ended up, yeah, it ended up taking us something like 20 years to get it done. But we talked about it before. We talk about it kind of all the time, but it feels like the story really wanted to be told. And I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person in some way. And I think a lot of people got screwed over in this scam, in the billions of dollars stolen in the name of good causes, from cancer to veterans. And really, a lot of people that didn't have money were taken advantage of, and it enriched a very small group of people. And I think karmically, this story wanted to be told, and that's what the way we ended up getting together. Everything, the way it rolled out was just. I feel like
Yeah,
it happened the way it was
it
supposed to
was definitely
happen.
the way it was supposed to be. Yeah.
I think I think it was supposed to happen right now. I think had it been
Exactly.
10 years ago, had it been 15 years ago, had it even been a year after you were like, I got to do this, I don't think it would have resonated as strongly as it's resonating now. Because I saw this documentary last fall, I believe, sometime. No, last fall,
Yep.
late summer,
August.
early fall is when I saw it.
August was
Yeah.
released. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was riveted because I thought, I hope that so many people, and I talked about it all the time, and I was like, I hope so many people see it because it is, I feel like it's necessary viewing, just to save people from themselves, because inherently human beings are trusting, right? And so when someone calls you and they say, we need this money for this reason, and it kind of tugs at your heartstrings, or the fear element is brought in, your normal human reaction is to just to react without thinking. You don't
Sure.
sit back
Mhm.
and you don't have the wherewithal to have common sense in those moments. You just react.
Yeah.
That's
And
how we're programmed. Yeah.
yeah,
There's actually just read a great, incredible book about that by Daniel Kahneman called "Thinking Fast and Slow."
ooh,
Check check that out because that's exactly what that book's about.
Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel. What was his last
So
name again?
Daniel Kahneman with a K.
Kahneman.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out because I trust you guys now.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, looking back on this, do you think there's any remorse regarding all of the lives that got scammed along the way?
You would hope there would be, but from what we've heard through the grapevine from the owners of the companies, who we reached out to all of them for comment, and we did our
Mhm.
due diligence, and they all said no, or they just completely ignored us. From what we've heard, they're not remorseful at all. They don't feel like they did anything wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's sad to say, but I don't know. You'd think they would. You think they would have a little bit of remorse, but no, nothing.
one thing I think is really interesting is like that I think we did our due diligence, really went research super well, and the fact that the police unions that you know are still using this form of fundraising.
Oh, they call me all the time.
Still doing it.
Yeah, and there's been no statement, nothing. They just ignored it, radio silence, hope it goes away. Hey, no one will talk about this in 2 years. I mean, there's still. I was, they haven't said anything, and they're still doing it. And these are the big. This is the biggest police union in the United States, in the world, actually, that's involved in this wild scam.
Well, we heard also, I forget who told us this, but they talked to
Oh yeah.
one of the police, one of the police chiefs in one of the states, and he was like, that documentary is messing things up for us so bad. Like
Yeah.
every time
Yep.
we call now, people are like, I saw the documentary, I'm not giving to you, I'm hanging up the phone. So we've had an effect but they're still not giving up, which is very disappointing. You would think they would just stop this scam and find other ways of raising money. And by the way, don't we pay the police with our tax dollars? Why do they need to raise money? Like,
That part,
I'd
that
rather
part right
donate to
there.
I'd rather donate my money to teachers
Yeah, yeah.
or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like police. We give so much of our money to them for tax dollars. Like I'm not. We're not trying to give them any more money so they can go like pay for their fishing trips and their bowling trips and like like I don't know.
Let me just in wrapping it up, let me just ask you, it's like it feels like no matter how many times you whack the mole, it keeps coming back. What kind of advice would you want to give people to try to cut this off at its knees, so to speak? I know that it never will really completely cease to exist. There will always be some type of form of it because there's always somebody out there with shenanigans trying to scam someone. But in
Yeah.
your humble opinions, how do you think that we can just, stop whacking the mole?
I think just hang up the phone and also educate educate the elderly, your grandparents, your neighbor, and sit them down and say, hey, this is happening. If someone calls about this, like grandma, like stop donating, don't give, and because they're the target. They're sitting at home during the day
Watching QVC.
watching QVC, and they have money to burn, even if it's like just their cigarette money, which is the saddest part because it's a lot of the people getting scammed aren't rich. They're working class, grandparents sitting at home, and so educate them, talk to them about these scams.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, education, um, hang up, and I think what we can
Hang
do
up,
as
hang
a
up the phone.
society is if we can just start, continue to hold uh, these major police organizations that essentially control. It is the ruling the top most powerful police officials that are connected to this. So I think holding them accountable and holding our representatives accountable, and then not to promote the not I love it's our film, but actually we really do try and strive to educate people through the film. So I think watching the film is actually important because you can learn the ins and outs of the scam. And now people are messaging us all the time saying, "Oh, I just got that call yesterday. Oh, the cops just I just got was that you that called? It sounded like your voice." And um so yeah, educate that's education, and hopefully we can I know we definitely had an effect on the scam, and less people are giving than they were before. But let's just continue that education. And yeah, if you get the call for any of these things, any type of your computer virus, the IRS, the CIA, whatever it is, hang up. And if you have a question, ask a family member. Ask a few people, get a second opinion. Never give a gift card because that's how they get you a lot these days. They say, "Hey,
Yeah,
go to Walmart, get a
Oh,
get put it on on a gift card or whatever, and send me the gift card number."
yeah,
So
oh, now that I didn't know. That
yeah.
was
Because
one that I didn't know. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, they
Sam
can't
and
trace gift cards, so be careful about that about the gift card scam.
oh, thank you. Thank you for that intel. Because, honey, I truly didn't know that. I knew everything else, but I didn't know this. Sam and Adam, let me just tell y'all, first of all, congratulations on your Critics' Choice Award that you won last year.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
And let me thank you both for making this documentary and helping people to see the light, so to speak, because people work hard for their money, especially seniors. They've worked their whole lives to be able to just sit and kick it back. And it's unfortunate that people out there are taking advantage of that. So thank you for bringing this to the masses and
Much.
bringing it to people's attention, especially mine, because I
Sure.
saw it before it happened with my mom. And had I not seen it, I wouldn't have known what to do.
Oh, wow, it means a lot. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Really
thank you.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.